My name is Gisane Ascioli Macri. I'm the principal consultant in ALIS, Ascioli Livestock Industry Service, and the executive officer of the Western Beef Association. In this video, I'm gonna be discussing the main principles of why to test forage, the when and how. Visual inspection of forage does not provide an accurate assessment of quality. While inspection can give some indication of, for instance, maturity, with a high ratio of stem to leaf material, suggesting that the crop was cut later and is likely to have lower quality, this is far too subjective and cannot provide a good estimation of quality. A small numeric difference can have a big impact on stock performance. For example, 1 to 2 percentage points in crude protein can make the difference in stock if its stock holds condition or loses condition. Energy is measured in megajoules per kilogram of dry matter, and a difference as little as 0.5 megajoules per kilogram of dry matter can make a very large difference in performance. Having feed test results assist in developing a more reliable feed budget. It also allows for more efficient allocation. For example, high-quality feed can be allocated to stock with high requirements, while low-quality forage can be used at a later stage, for instance, after the break of season, when pasture is large and high in protein energy but lacks fiber, which is an important element for rumen health. Having information on forage quality also supports timely decisions. If high-quality feed is available in enough quantity, one can decide to adjust the production targets up or buy in more stock. Similarly, if results are low, early decisions can be made on either quitting stock or purchasing feed in. In tough seasons, early decisions before stock prices crashes and feed prices increase are crucial. Not every bale needs to be tested. As mentioned, allocating a budget for feed testing is a great investment. And strategic sampling can provide information on an array of feeds available to support allocation and financial decisions. Stack and identify bales by groups for testing and later allocation. Group bales according to the mother crop, crop management, and baling processing history. As the images demonstrate, you can group bales by their characteristics. You can make a stack for maize, a stack for oats, one for grass-dominant paddocks, one for legume-dominant paddocks, other for legume grass, balanced paddocks, and so on. If there is significant difference in fertilizer history or time of cutting, because they were cut at different times of maturity, they should be analyzed differently. Another example is if a crop was cut at the same paddock or similar paddocks at the same time due to a machine breakage or significant rain events, baling occurred at different stages. Those bales should be stacked, identified, and tested separately. For sample, we advise that a good quality cora is used. Sample a minimum of 10 bales for each stack, but 12 and 15 will be even better. Ensure the cora reaches the middle of the bale, as the characteristics in the surface are different from the characteristics in the middle. And samples should represent all the feed available. As the image shows, in round bales, insert the cora through the round surface and in the square bales from the end. When sampling silage, ensure that the hole you made to insert the cora is sealed using silage wrap tape to minimize air seeping and causing spoilage. On silage pit, take various grab samples from a fresh cut surface following a zigzag pattern on a M or W shape as the image shows. Ensure that samples are collected from the very top and very bottom, and not only sampling from the middle or where samples can comfortably be reached. This will ensure that you obtain a representative sample of the whole pit. Don't sample moldy spots. Labs also offer mold count tests, and that can be used if you are concerned at all, or if you have silage bales from a previous season. Once you collect the core samples or the grab samples, place them in a clean plastic bucket or a plastic bag. Contamination with other feed, soils, or chemical products can affect the test results. Mix the samples well, discard half, mix again thoroughly, and repeat the operation until you reach the amount the lab requires, usually between 200 and 500 grams, but make sure you check with the lab how much they need prior to sampling. Identify and date the samples so when you get the results, it can be easily referred back to those bale stacks. While hay can be sent in an ordinary bag, remember air is the enemy for silage. So ensure you remove as much of the air as possible if you're using a Ziploc bag, or using a vacuum machine like the ones you use to preserve food at home is highly recommended. Freeze the silage sample until you're ready to mail it. Mailing early in the week is also recommended to decrease the risk of samples ending up on a shed or back of a vehicle over a hot weekend, affecting results. Using express mail is, in some areas, a very good idea. Remember, hay can be sampled and sent to analysis straight away after baling. Silage relies on fermentation to preserve the feed, and the process takes a minimum of 2 to 3 weeks to drop the pH and stabilize. So samples must only be taken after at least 2 to 3 weeks after baling. Other feeds like forages from previous seasons, pastures, grain, pellets, and staining dry feed can also be analyzed, and having those results provides more information for your feed allocation. Staining dry feed quality drops following rain events, so it's a good idea to monitor it as the season progresses. It is also very, very important to monitor livestock weight and condition scoring, and regularly adjust your feed allocation. Supplementation may go for weeks or months, and you need to ensure that change in stock requirements is updated and adjusted. As seasons are becoming more variable, feed testing becomes an even more valuable management tool to ensure sustainable production. Assistance with interpretation of the results and feed allocation is available. State DPI websites and universities have helpful articles and tools. Information is also available from the Meat and Livestock Australia website. Your local vet and consultants can also assist. Use an accredited lab. They are all very reliable, but labs use slightly different methodologies, so it's advisable to choose a lab and use the same lab every year so you can benchmark your parameters.